The Daily Mail are at it again, aren't they? Right. Uh, that you've seen this all over Twitter at this point. I'm sure. Like it's all over the place. People are ripping it apart. UK builders go woke. They say. Study finds three-quarters of tradesmen discuss their feelings with colleagues, while two-thirds shun fried breakfast, and nearly half say they are history buffs. Yeah, what a start! What a start! What more do you need to say? But let's talk about the word woke first of all, shall we? The word woke. I mean, I've got to give my hats off to the right wing for this. The word woke functionally means nothing anymore. Like it used to mean something, it doesn't anymore because the right wing co-opted it to basically just mean it's a something on the left that I'm scared of, that frightens me, that I don't like. So this is all this is. This is the Daily Mail highlighting what I would consider positive changes of behaviour, positive distancing from stereotypes, we should say, but phrasing it in such a way that it's a negative, and it's amazing. So as you read this, they'll say nothing negative, yet they're framing it as they've gone woke. What does that mean? What does that mean? Right, and as far as stereotypes go, I'm pretty well versed on builder stereotypes. My dad was a JCB driver, stroke builder. His entire family basically work in the building industry. Growing up, there was never a point that I remember that my parents' house wasn't having work done on it. So I practically grew up at a building site. And I mean, got I'll be to say a pet here, classic TV show. There's a reason it's on my bookshelf. The one with no books on. It's a very important cultural step for me, that show. I love it. But so yeah, I'm pretty well versed in the builder stereotype. And like nothing here is a negative. Like for me, if you ask me about builders, I know the stereotypes. I know it's all going to be mentioned in this article. But if you ask me to describe like what my view of a builder is, it's a hard-working family man usually who appreciates the nature of a good shift. That's what I would describe a builder as, and takes pride in the quality of that work. For me, that's what a builder is. That's the stereotype for me. That's what I think a builder is. None of that is challenged here. The only thing that changes is the other side of it. The side about being aggressive, unhealthy, everything you've seen before in any sketch show, basically. Well, let's highlight some of the things Daily Mail wants to go and highlight, shall we? So a poll of 2,000 builders found that two-thirds regularly talk about their feelings. Good. Right. So we remember toxic masculinity, right? Remember the Lynx advert? Remember when that first came to fruition and people were talking about it? And people like the Daily Mail and right-wing figures, their initial reaction was toxic masculinity doesn't exist. It's a feminist thing that is trying to discourage being a man. But no. And once again, people who don't give a fuck about mental health, by the way, whenever toxic masculinity came up, or feminism even came up, they'd be the first to say stuff like, well, suicide's higher in men. And yeah, that's true, but you don't have the right actual mindset there. You don't have the right reason for bringing that up. The reason we bring up male suicide is because men, because of virtue of being men and they're supposed to be masculine, feel like they can't talk about their feelings. Here we have an article saying that's changing. Men are talking about their feelings like they should, and that's a good thing, right? Like, tell me that's not a good thing. Nearly half said they were history buffs, and 60% favoured science. I would hope so. This stereotype of builders do it because they've got no other options, that's long gone. Being a tradesman is a valued job, right? And more people should be open to that option if it's fulfilling work. It can be good, and there's a demand for good tradesmen, right? People need to be aware of this when they're growing up. It's not about just going to university. Obviously, go to university if you want, if that's what your calling is. But don't write this off. This is an option. You could love this if you open your mind to it. But it's good that people are going through school and choosing to go on the trade, because we need more. Like, if I'm going to take science, for example, I think we need builders and stuff like that, tradesmen, that have a fundamental understanding of the natures of their work, which is what science is. And you know what? History is a viable subject. Why not? Why shouldn't they be history buffs? Why shouldn't they have that history? Now, I do worry, right? So there's the flip side of this. How many people consider themselves history buffs that are just into conspiracy theories? So there's that. But let's not talk about that. Like, we won't go into that. But yeah, so where are we at? Research shows outdated stereotypes about builders do not reflect reality. Fucking good, right? Why is that a bad thing? Forget the stereotype that builders are wolf-whistling white van men, devouring greasy spoon breakfast, discussing sport as radios blare out inane pop music. Instead, modern tradesmen are sensitive souls, more likely to enjoy yoga, muesli, listening to Radio 4, sharing their feelings, a survey has found. In a poll of 2,000 builders, 3/4 said they regularly discussed emotions with colleagues. 2/3 shun fried breakfasts. And 1 in 5 is an art lover. I would suppose so, because once again, as we have an educated population, many people would move away from the fried breakfast. Now, I love a fried breakfast myself. I love a fried breast as well, obviously. But I love a fried breakfast. But we're all aware that if we ate one every day, we'd fucking die, right? Like, we'd have a heart attack. And yeah, so there's absolutely no reason why young lads, educated young lads, going into the building trade, probably value their shape a little bit better than previous generations of builder. So yeah, I imagine they are watching the calories and they are exercising more. I would hope so. Once again, I fail to see why this would be presented as a bad thing by the Daily Mail. Nearly half said they were history buffs. 30% followed politics. I should fucking hope so. And 60% were interested in science. Once again, how many of the people who follow politics follow Nigel Farage? Let's not go into that. But they should be following politics, even if it's that's all they're doing. It's better than being ignorant. So yeah. Just 53% said they love sport. That's a step in the right direction for me as well. Rather than listening to pop music on BBC Radio 1, a station favoured by only 3%, 30% tuned into Radio 2, Radio 4 or Classic FM. Now, to be fair, like up north, we don't really listen to Radio 1 in my experience. Like, whenever I listen to Radio 1, like Chris Moyle Show or something like that growing up, my dad would be like, oh, turn this shit off. What's this? Put Smooth on, or whatever it was at the time. But yeah, these days, Smooth, surely. Smooth's what everyone's listening to, I would think, on the site. 1 in 3 reported being either vegetarian or eating meatless. Good. Like, this is not normal stuff. This is what you'd expect from the modern... I'm starting to think this story is basically, right, lads, young builders exist. I can't... This must just be... There's this new generation of builder that, get this, are educated, care about the world around them, and care about their own bodies. Like, imagine that being a surprise. Like, of course. According to the survey by Toolstation, no, Toolstation's good, like, I've got a catalogue here somewhere. 1 builder in 10 starts a day with stretches, practice either Pilates or yoga, good. And similar number regularly meditate. Now, I'm not a meditator myself, but you know what, peace of mind. 3/4 said they enjoy reading, favouring history, autobiographies and novels. Only 1 in 5 preferred reading the sports page of the newspapers. Well, no one reads newspapers anymore, Daily Mail. You know this. Hey, look at your readership. The survey also found only 4 in 10 builders drive a white van. With silver grey black vans next in popularity. That's not a thing that you can report. Who cares? The whole concept of a white van man, yeah, I know it exists, but like, it's arbitrary, isn't it? Isn't the reason why white vans were the most common colour is because when you get a new van, white's just like the cheapest colour you can get. Because don't you pay extra for certain colours? So I'm pretty sure white basically is blank. isn't it? Because you have to have a white coat anyway underneath other colours. So I'm pretty sure that's just the cheapest one. That's probably why white van men had white vans. It's probably changed a bit now. That's probably why. Builder Tom Akins, 45, so not a young lad, of Harrow, northwest London, said, most of the blokes in the industry are pretty healthy these days. There you go. Long gone are the days when you see builders with a fag hanging out of their mouths, desperate to get off the job to the pub. But again, I don't think that obviously some people would do that, but I don't think that's part of the. For me, that's not part of the stereotype of a bodybuilder. I don't know. He said he changed his own habits on medical advice, swapping bacon rolls for salads. But there you go. So how fucking woke is it that you follow medical advice? Oh, a doctor said you're gonna have a fucking heart attack if you keep eating bacon every morning, right? Stop fucking eating red meat, for fuck's sake. You are literally about to explode. Oh, woke, following medical advice. Jesus. Tool Station's Greg Richardson said, those who work in trades are changing, and our research shows that many outdated stereotypes no longer reflect reality. This is a positive story. Why have they spun it this way? I have no fucking clue. Right? Oh. Right, what are the comments saying? Well, Gary49 from Shrewsbury says, rubbish. Most modern tradespeople, I'll go away. Most modern tradespeople couldn't build a dog kennel, never mind a house. No good tradespeople left. Pathetic. War culture will cripple this country. Destroy our traditions. Yes, our tradition of dying of a heart attack in our 50s. That's the goal. I can't believe these woke builders are ruining that tradition. Fuck's sake, man. Puffs. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is this? They won't be able to build anything soon without having to fill a form in or discuss the impact or if the next brick identifies as a door. Nothing but another load. Once again, these guys are reacting to builders not eating fried breakfast and talking about their feelings. What the fuck is this? Probably why new builds are crap. Why would a healthier, smarter workforce, at least, back in the day where they were about to have a heart attack, they just built houses better? What the fuck is this? I mean, new builds are crap, but it's because the developers, the fucking Tory developers, are doing it on a fucking budget, right? An impossible budget, penny pinching, and trying to squeeze as many homes in as close as possible to each other, under a shit timescale as well. That's why new builds are shit. Don't blame the tradesmen. Did my own poll, found that 100% of builders like taking the piss when asked by pollsters. I don't believe 10% of builders do Pilates or yoga or meditate. Some might, but not 10%. It's 10% of those surveyed. Just clever clogs. Being a tradesman for 44 years. Well, okay. Well, this is what you're part of the old generation. I don't know any. I like history and I've listened to Radio 2 since I was 30. Hate wokeness, so this poll seems a load of tosh. Right, so at least typical Daily Mail readers are turned on them. Anyway, that's the Daily Mail doing culture war bullshit. Saying healthier, happier workforce is a bad thing. Alright, nice stuff, Daily Mail. Right, we'll do this again sometime. Fucking hell.